Hey everyone! Today I want to talk about business. Yeah. So I know I've touted on about how I have 4 degrees and one of which is a master's in business administration. And I mainly got I'm saying this to be like, I kind of know what I'm talking about. A little bit. Just a little bit. Give me some credibility to what I'm about to talk on. But, and I got it so I would make myself more profitable as like a future employee or not. But a lot of people, and I don't want to say everyone, because there are definitely people who like going in their 9 to 5. They don't have to worry about it when they get off work. They just go to work, do their job, come home, don't have to worry about that. And that's great. And I'm not even saying like they enjoy being a drone of a corporate thing. They just like not having the stress and the headache of running a business, because it's a lot. But a lot of people like the idea of being their own boss, like the idea of owning a business and stuff like that. It is a headache. I mean, I was assistant manager, and that's like, I have the educational and I have the professional credibility, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It is hard. It is really hard. Just like running a business for a corporation, like as assistant manager, you had to make sure you were getting your sales, making the month sales, because you know that those sales not only are a profit for the company, but they go to your paycheck, they go to your employee's paycheck, they go to the overhead, they go to bringing stock into the store. So the less you're selling, the less stock you're going to get from corporation, less shipments you can get. And that also even whittles all the way down to your monthly budget. Like, if you don't make your sales, you may not be able to buy toilet paper for that month. Just little things like that. And so you have to take meticulous care of everything, make sure everything's balanced, make sure everything is good and straight. There's no hiccups in your books, and you know where all the money is, you know where every transaction that has happened, you know what all the reports mean and say, and what all those little numbers and letters mean. And it's a lot to do just on that side of it. And then like on the business side or on the education side, there's a lot of words that businesses like to use that don't mean a whole lot just in the word themselves, but have a lot of background meaning, or like to them. Like saying KPI reports, or saying sales and reports and marketing and advertising and a business model and all this and that. A business model is basically just how you're going to run your business, what's going to bring you in money, how you're going to do marketing and advertising. And that's a very simplified version of it, but that's the gist of what a business model is. It's just how you're going to make money, basically, and how you're going to do that. Like all that in between stuff. Like one thing that kind of like hammered in is just like, if you want to be successful corporation, it was focused more on the corporation side than small business, but you have to, if you're getting into a saturated market, so like say everyone in town sold peaches and you want to get into the peach market, you have to provide the best quality peach and the best quality customer service, the best competitive prices that you can, to allure people to stop going to the stores they've been going to, the peach stands or whatever they've been going to, and come to yours. This new person, they don't know anything about you. Why would they bother going to theirs when they already have their favorite? So you have to provide something that they're not getting at those other places. So you have to do a lot of research on your competition and stuff like that. You have to do the research, you have to make sure the marketing is directed to the demographic you're looking for. And what is your demographic? Is it teens and young adults, or is it 25 to 35, or 35 into 55 and 55 or older. You know, you gotta like, who is buying the most of that product, and then focus the majority of your advertising and marketing to that demographic. You might have little outspurts here and there of like this new flashy thing, but that's not going to be your main focus. But you have to do a lot of research into being able to do that before you even get started. And on top of that, it takes a lot of money. Like billboards you see, or yeah, like billboards. I know what it is in the prices locally. I don't know about nationally or for the whole state of Georgia, but like a local billboard on like I-75 going through Macon, I want to say it's like $300. And I don't even think it's like that might be like a month or something. I don't remember. It's been like 2 years since I studied this. But yeah, it was like $300 like 2 years ago. And like a 30-second TV commercial is like $500. And that's just like in the middle of the night where nobody sees it. If you want prime time, where all the like sporting events and stuff, it's outrageous amount of money, which is indirect marketing, which doesn't really work anymore. Because so much gets flashed at people, you only remember like this much of what you've seen. So it's just a lot of money, and then you gotta work on direct marketing. That's building a clientele, close clientele. So that's just on the corporate side of running a business, kind of, in a small business as well, but even more goes into a small business, because you have to, a lot of times with small businesses, you might be able to get a small business loan, but a lot of it is your own money going into it. You're investing a lot of yourself and your time and your money for maybe very little to no profit and no return on investment for a long time. Most businesses, even corporations, don't start to see a profit until year 3. That's why you see a lot of smaller restaurants and stuff. They might be in business for 6 months or a year, but they're not seeing a profit, so they shut down. And a lot of times, if they did just stay open, they might start seeing a profit. But, I mean, if you can't keep the lights on, you can't pay your employees, you can't keep the business open, so it's just a lot of money going into it. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody. If you want to be your own boss, go for it. Do it. Small businesses, honestly, we need more of them. And you hear a lot of stuff in the news and stuff, but they really are kind of the backbone, because not all corporations have big stores in every little place in every little city and town in the country. Like, there aren't Targets in every town. There aren't Starbucks in every town. It may seem like it, but there's not. So you need those little businesses in small towns to keep that town going, and so you can have the town can have those commodities too, so I don't have to drive 30 minutes or an hour to go and, you know, get groceries or something, or coffee or something like that. So they are very, very important. It's just very difficult. So you have to have a very well thought out plan, a very well thought out business model. And another thing is, like, if you want to be successful, find something that is needed but in that area, but they're not receiving. So, and with the peach, we'll stay on the same with the peach stall example. Say people love peaches, but they have to drive an hour out to the next orchard market stand to get good in-season peaches. Well, they don't want to do that every weekend. So you start up your little stand and you get the marketing, be like, hey, I have the only peaches in town and they're awesome. But you also have to make sure you're providing a good product, because people will go and see it, try it. If it's not as good as their expectations or better, or what they're already used to, they're not going to come back. It has to be better than their standard. So it's a little bit easier when there is a need that is not being met, but still difficult. So yeah, it's a lot. And then like I said, just on more my side of things, like I talked about how I want to do a nonprofit hopefully before I'm 30. but I will definitely have to get a small business loan, and then that's a whole nother world of things that I barely even know surface level stuff about. And so, which getting loans and credit and stuff is based on your credit score, which mine is trash, so it's gonna be a minute. But also just like on my personal stuff, like I learned a lot from my job and from my education and how to run a business. So like I know what to do, I have the discipline to do it, but it is still a lot. Like this doesn't look like work. I mean, I sit down in front of the camera and then I edit the video, but it does take time. It takes mental strength and energy. There are some times where I don't have anything to talk about, or I don't feel like I have anything to talk about. And then with the cosplay stuff, that takes a lot of time and patience, a lot of materials. A lot of money is being invested in these that I might not ever see a return on. I might not see a profit on. I'm trying different things, my ability, learning new things, so I can better enhance myself and my products and my cosplays and the stuff I want to do with them, finding out every little thing I can and learning these different techniques. And I'm putting a lot of time, I'm investing a lot of time that I might not necessarily have in the future or don't really have now. Like sometimes I'll stay up all night working on something, even if it doesn't turn out well. So I've learned it, and so I can make better choices and decisions in the future. Like I said, it's a lot of money, and I don't have a lot of money right now. We've been over that. I'm not gonna go back into it. But it's a lot, and it can be really draining. It can be really frustrating and kind of depressing not seeing that instant gratification. Just like I put all this work into something, why is it not getting what I expected? Because it just takes time. It takes a long time to reach people. I mean, yes, you have social media and you put it out there, but even then, like, you know how their algorithms are so weird. You'll see something somebody posted like a week ago and you're like, why am I seeing that now? Or you won't see something at all from someone you follow regularly. So you really have to like stay on top of the marketing. And when you're one person like myself, like I've talked about how I'm trying to make this my career, YouTube, the cosplay stuff, just being creative in general, got writing projects on the side. So I'm trying to do 1,000,001 things all by myself. Like I record the videos, I edit the videos, I upload the videos, I try to make sure they're on time, I fix the router when it's not working, you know, I try to stream as regularly as I can because I do like doing that. And that's really fun, and it's a good interaction to get more notice, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And then, you know, my friend CJ or Christina helps me a huge amount, like does the majority, pretty much all the sewing on all of my projects, and I do the little details and stuff, and make the props and that stuff. But we have to move our schedules around because she works 2 jobs, and so we have to be like, okay, what day works with this to do this. And then, you know, if I'm working on, like, I'm making series belts. This is a prototype, this isn't the finished product, this is a practice piece. Series belt right now. So I gotta make, I'm gonna say 12 of these, something like that. Want to do that, I have to do that, record a video, edit that video, get that video uploaded, and then work on this. This takes 2 to 3 days to make. So that's a lot of time. And like I had to buy the foam for the back, I had to buy the foam clay, I had to buy the paint, I had to buy the plexi spray stuff, give it this type of more, it looks more metal, like real metal. I had to buy the carving tools that I did all this with, I had to buy the paint brushes, and then I had to spend 3 days working on it. So that's a lot of money and time invested in something, in just a practice piece. So, times that by 10 or whatever, it's a lot. And, so you're trying to do like 3-4 things a day and you're not seeing any investment on there. It can be disheartening, and you just got to keep kind of chugging along, because it's definitely appealing being your own boss. I definitely do not like being bossed around. I got a taste of management and I'm just like, yeah, I can't go back to being told what to do, like, especially if it's a bad decision. I'm like, no, we're not gonna do that. So like, if I make a bad decision for myself, that's 100% on me, and I'm the only one at fault. I'm not where, like, somebody else, if upper management makes a bad decision and it falls to me and I get blamed for their bullshit, we're not doing that. So there's definitely appeal being your own boss, having your own schedule. It's just, some days there's not enough hours in the day, it feels like. So yeah, it just takes a long time. It takes a lot of patience. It does take a lot of money. You got to be able to find funding, do extra stuff on the side to get money in so you can fuel your project, your work, and everything. And like I said, it doesn't look like work. It is work. I mean, when somebody works at a desk job and they're just on the computer, they check emails, they take phone calls, it's not hard labor, but people still consider it work. So, I mean, this isn't much different. I put my time, my effort, my knowledge into it. I'm learning, I'm bettering myself. I'm working. That's the best way to describe it, is it is work. It's enjoyable and it's fun and I like it, and I like being my own boss. But my own boss, but I'm not paid. But also I think, like, trying to make yourself better and working towards this goal of making a creative career my career, my own boss gives me the discipline needed to have a proper schedule, to not just like uploading, but in life in general, be able to set and meet deadlines for myself, for any projects, if I collaborate with anyone in the future, being able to do that in a timely fashion, have the discipline to get things done properly and well. And I think that's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that go on under the surface that you don't see when you hear about, like, these self-made people who are their own bosses and they're making millions of dollars, and they're just have fantastic lives and they're doing what they love. It took them a very, very long time. Outside of those who, like, got money from their rich billionaire parents, which I do not. So it took them a very, very, very long time. Like, Bill Gates started in a garage, I think, or was it Apple? I don't know. They were both, like, in bedrooms or in garages working on their tech and stuff, and now they're the Apple and Microsoft are the biggest technology brands in the world, especially Apple. And Bill Gates, one of the richest men in the world, but he didn't just wake up, have this Microsoft, sell it, be like, hey, this computer, make lots of money. I don't know why I went like that. It's not an overnight success thing. It takes time and it takes effort and energy, and you can definitely see the appeal of just going to 9-to-5 job, do your job, go home, not worry about anything. Because when you're your own boss, you don't get days off unless you make yourself take days off. You can't just call out and be like, hey, somebody else needs to do my job today. I am not feeling well. You can't get somebody to cover your shift. You are your shift. So yeah, there's appeal to both. Just going to your job, doing that, retire, then not have to worry about anything. And then, being your own boss and all that good stuff. They both have pros and cons, but all this rambling to say, if you want to do it, go for it. Don't let it dishearten you when you don't see immediate profit or immediate gratification or gains or return on interest, because you're not. That's just fact. You're not going to have that immediate satisfaction of putting your heart and soul into something. You're basically, you're going to put your heart and soul into something, and your time and your money, and it's just going to be like, okay, well, that's there. Cool. You have to build. You have to just be patient and keep putting your heart and soul and time and money into it until you get to where you want to be and more. So, yeah. Hopefully my little business lesson was helpful and will be helpful in the future. If you want to know more about business, let me know down below. I can try to remember what I learned, for the most part. Yeah, it just, overall, if you want to be your own boss, it takes time, patience, money that you may not have, money you probably don't have, time you probably don't have, even blood, sweat, and tears. I have definitely been very sweaty and cried and cut myself while working on stuff. I've been stuck with so many pins, like, ooh, not fun. Pins hurt, if you don't know. Many sleepless nights, many sleepless nights, working on projects right up to a convention. So, and just trying to figure out, trying things that didn't work, and then going to something else and it being a maybe and not really seeing anything from it either, but just hoping and making it better and going from there. So it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of self-discipline, getting a good schedule, which that's what I'm working on right now, is trying to get a good schedule. I want, like, go to bed at like 10, 11, wake up at like 7 or 8, and then work and have the evening to do whatever. You know, right now I don't have that. It's just all over the place. So yeah, I want a nice structured schedule, but who knows if I'll make that happen. I need to make that happen. But yeah, so, and have a good business model for, like, if you're starting your own business or you're doing the creative stuff, think about exactly what you want to be doing. And this will change. Mine has changed over the last year since I started trying to do this professionally, the cosplay stuff more so. Try things outside of your comfort zone. Like this weekend, it was my first event I did cosplaying that wasn't a convention. It was for a movie theater because In-Game came out. It was a lot of fun. It was really outside of my comfort zone. Had to deal with a lot of people, especially a lot of kids. We know I'm not fond of kids. That was really cute when they come into the movie theater and they're like, Black Widow! It just blows their mind. It is actually adorable. But, it was really draining on me. Like, all day yesterday, or Monday, because this goes up Wednesday, I was just completely exhausted and mentally drained. And I wasn't even doing anything. Like, I was just standing there taking pictures and talking to people because I'm an introvert, so that just utterly drained me. Like, my batteries were dead. I couldn't imagine working that weekend at a movie theater. Ooh, bless them. They just went through it and they came out stronger. Probably dead, but stronger for it. So, anyways, yeah. So you have to know exactly what you want to do. Do things outside of your comfort zone to see if that is something that you can profit from, that you can implement into your life. And if you can implement that into your business plan and it will be good for you and the business and be profitable, then figure out the best way to implement it so it doesn't just completely drain you. Figure out what your business model is, you know, again, what you are basically. Even creativity, you're still selling something. Even like you're selling yourself in some way. You're selling your ideas, your art, your whatever in some form or another. So, you know, be like, hey, this is exactly what I'm selling. This is what I want to be done with it. What I want it to do. This is people I want it to go to, that I want to have absorb it. And this is overall what I want from it. So, and this is how I'm going to get that to work, get those stages to work. So, yeah. And then, you know, you got to be good with people. You got to have those customer service skills. I mean, you're putting yourself out there. You can't be an asshole. You can't be rude. You can't be disrespectful. Even if they are to you, you just have to be like, okay, well, that's not what goes on here. This is what goes on, and this is what I can offer you. Hopefully we can come to agreement. If we can't, I'm sorry. And you both just move on with your lives. Now, it's a little bit more in-depth and kind of gnarled up when it comes to creative stuff because, I mean, it's your ideas and your projects and stuff like that. So you got to become very professional and separate you from your work in a way, but not like fully, once you get to that customer side. And like, if they don't like it, they don't like it. That's just, you just have to deal with it and move on. But you continue to provide good customer service. Good customer service is key. I'm sure those of you who've worked in retail have heard this over and over and over again, and you're like, oh my god, shut up, I know. But it really is. You're not gonna go somewhere where nobody pays attention to you when you're trying to reach something off the shelf. You can't find anybody to help you. You can't, you know, it's just like, yeah. And you gotta be producing quality stuff at reasonable prices. So like, I'm hoping to eventually commission stuff, but I'm not where I would be happy with stuff I'm commissioned. Like, somebody wanted me to make a razor head outfit for them. I don't know if I would do it. It's a very simple suit. It's sweatpants, a black long sleeve, men's black long sleeve shirt, and a utility belt and a wig. It's very simple. I did it for myself. There are things I want to tweak on it for myself, but I would not be comfortable making that for somebody else yet. So I have to keep practicing until I do, because I'm not going to give them a crap project or product. So and again, you have to know your market. If somebody wants something quick for a Halloween costume, they don't care what it looks like. Okay. But for the most part, people want quality items for lower prices, and you have to find a good middle ground for that. And it's difficult, and you got to, when you start selling stuff, you got to put your business pants on and be like, this isn't for me, it's for somebody else. If they don't like it, oh well. If I like it, good. If I don't like it and they like it, also good. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but, you know, just being able to like, okay, and now I'm just rambling and going all over the place, even more so. But so you got to do, again, customer service, knowing your market, knowing your product, selling a quality product at a reasonable price that you can still make a profit in, but they're still getting quality and not paying ridiculous prices. I've seen things for like $2,000. I'm like, no, babe, you spent maybe $75 on that fabric, maybe 3 days making it, sometimes more, depends on the costume, maybe a week. You should be charging maybe $250 for all that, not $2,000. I mean, I get it, I do, but you gotta know when, like Kenny Rogers, when to hold them and when to roll them. You know? Okay. So, and customer service. Be nice to people even if they're shitty to you. It's just how it is if you want to make a profit. And if they don't come back and they're rude, alright, bye, fuck them. Doesn't matter. So, customer service, quality, marketing, knowing your market, time, dedication, money, patience, determination, and willingness to change and be flexible and scheduling and knowing everything you need to do. Does that make sense? It's a lot, I know. So yeah, I'm gonna head on out because like I said, I've been repeating myself for the last 10 minutes at least. Alright, I love you guys. Comment, link, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what to do. This thing has been around for like 10 years now. You know the drill. Alright, bye you guys. I love you.